Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a lesson about solid figures, lesson 9-9, and we are going to be looking at pages 318 and 319. So I want you to look there today. This is one of my favorite days because I get to play with my things. Do you know what this is called? Looks like a little box, doesn't it? This is a cube. Ice cubes are kind of in this shape. It's a box, right? We're going to talk more about this. Let's make sure you've opened your book to page 318, Solid Figures. Let's look at what it says. Solid figures are all around us. Some solid figures have faces, edges, and vertices. Let's look at it on here. On my cube, on my box, this surface right here, this flat side, is called a face. No, it's not a smiley face, but it is a face. It's called a face. Here's another face. Face, 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 face. How many faces does this cube have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A cube has 6 faces. Another thing that it has are edges. Can you figure out what edges are? Here's an edge. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got the top 4 to the bottom. 5, 6, 7, 8. But wait, I got the top and bottom, but I didn't get the sides. 9, 10, 11, 12. This has 12 edges. That's a lot. The other thing it has are vertices. It has a bunch of vertices. Do you remember what vertices are? They're the points where everything comes together. So in a solid figure, a vertex is where everything comes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 vertices. All right? Faces are the flat. Edges are the lines on the side. Vertices are the points. Let's look back at your book. A face is a flat surface surrounded by line segments. Oh, well, yeah, of course. Line segments all around. That's the face. 2 faces meet at a line segment called an edge. Face, face, where they meet, that's the edge. 3 or more edges meet at a vertex. Edge, 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 vertex. Cool. All right. Solid figures have special names. We already talked about this one, didn't we? Remember what it's called? It's called a cube. It is squares all around. They're squares. But now let's look at the next part. Cylinder. Cylinder. It has a flat surface and a curved surface. Oh, what do you know? I have a cylinder. I have a cylinder. It goes all the way around. This is a curved surface. This is flat. This is flat. It's kind of like a can of beans or a can of corn. Cylinder goes around on a smooth curved surface, and this is a flat surface. This is a cylinder. Let's look at the next one. A sphere. A sphere is like a ball, right? So my little kit didn't come with the shape of a sphere, but I do have this. It's a little snowball. It's a ball. A ball is in the shape of a sphere. Does this have any edges or flat sides no, it has nothing. It's just one big ball. It's a ball. It's a globe. It's the earth, okay? This is called a sphere. Next, we are going to go to the next thing in there called a pyramid. Do you see it in your book? A pyramid. A pyramid has a bottom with the bottom face is surrounded by 4 edges. 1, 2, 3, 4. And on top, there are triangles that meet at a vertex. This is a pyramid. Yes, we think of the pyramids in Egypt. This is the same shape, right? That solid figure is called a pyramid. Look at the next one in your book. A cone. That's kind of easy for us to get in our heads because we think of traffic cones or ice cream cones. This is a cone. This cone has a curved surface and a flat surface. It has a point, but do you think this point is an actual vertex? Remember what the definition of a vertex is? Look at the top of your page. It says 3 or more edges meet at a vertex. Does this have edges that meet up here? No, it doesn't. It's not a vertex. All right, and then the last one on your list, can you pronounce what that is? What is that one? That is a rectangular prism. It's a box, like a cube, except 4 of the faces are rectangles and 2 of them are squares, okay? So now, underneath that it says all solid figures are made up of connected plane figures, not airplane. We're talking about plane like flat, okay? Notice that the shaded face of the rectangular prism is a rectangle. If I take just the side, this is a rectangle. This is a plane figure. If I put them all together, it becomes a solid figure. All right, the bottom says a net is a pattern that can be folded to model a solid figure. This net folds on the dotted line segments to form a cube. You may have gotten these before, and I sent out more. But if I take these shapes here, cut them out, and I fold them on the dotted lines, you're going to come up with some of these figures. So you can do that on your own. Don't worry about this grid for right now. But let's say I have, let me get my cube back up here. Here's my cube. And I want to unfold it. Okay, let me take the insides out, if it will let me, right? And then we're going to have something called a net. I'm just being stubborn. So if I unfold this, look what it does. It becomes a net. Now it's similar to this, but that's a net as well. It can be laid out differently, but if I fold them together, it becomes a cube. Okay? So I can have that with it. So we've looked at that page together, right? You can do those nets on your own sometime if you'd like. What we're going to do now is I'd like you to take this orange paper. You have an orange paper. We are going to look at page 319 in your book, except we're going to do it on here. Okay? We're going to fill it in on here, and we're going to do it together. So what I'd like you to do is help me out here. We're going to complete this table. All right, everybody ready? Did you put your name at the top of the page? All right, I'm going to have to help you out because I don't know if you can see it up there large enough. So we'll do this together. We're going to start with a solid figure of a cube. That's this, right? A cube. How many flat surfaces? All right, let's count them again. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many flat surfaces? How many flat sides? 6. So on your paper where it says solid figure cube, go over to flat surfaces and write a 6. Okay? Now, the next thing it says is curved surfaces. Now, are there any? Not on the cube. So we're going to put 0. Next, it wants to know how many edges. We counted these before, but let's do it again. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then around the middle, 9, 10, 11, 12. This has 12 edges. All right. So far we have 6 flat surfaces, 0 curved surfaces, 12 edges. The last thing it wants to know are how many vertices. Do you remember that a vertex is where 2 or more edges come together? On here, a vertex is where 3 or more edges meet on a solid figure. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of them. So a cube has 6 flat surfaces, 0 curved surfaces, 12 edges, and 8 vertices. All right, got that? All right, the next one on here is a rectangular prism. A rectangular prism has rectangles on 4 sides and squares on 2 sides, and it is a box. Let's see what that net looks like just for fun. So if I do this one, looks like that. It looks similar to the net on the cube, except on here it has 2 that are squares, and then it has 4 rectangular parts. All right, so let's do this. A rectangular prism. How many flat surfaces does it have? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, just like a cube, okay? How many curved surfaces? What do you think? 0. It's not curvy. All right, now edges. Let's count the rectangular side first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we'll count this square. 5, 6, 7, 8. Now this one. 9, 10, 11, 12. Whoa, this is looking really familiar here. Do you notice something? Do you notice that they're the same so far? Let's see if it's the same with the vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is the same. Our rectangular prism and our cube have the same numbers up here. Same flat surfaces, edges, and vertices. No curved surfaces on those. Cool. All right, let's move on. A pyramid. Ooh, let me get out the pyramid. All right. Here is my pyramid. You want to see the net? All right. This is cool because look what happens. Pretty cool, huh? Kind of looks like, what is it, a TIE fighter or something? All right, so that's how it looks on the inside. Before the nut. All right, first thing it wants to know is how many flat surfaces. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 flat surfaces. How many curved surfaces? None. Edges. Ooh, we need to count these. Okay, on the side with the square. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then now on the part with the pyramid. 5, 6, 7, 8. It has 8 edges. All right. And vertices. A vertex is a point where 3 or more edges come together. So up here we have 4 edges that come together. So that's a vertex. And on the bottom we have all these edges. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A pyramid has 5 vertices. So a pyramid has 5 flat surfaces, 0 curved surfaces, 8 edges, and 5 vertices. All right, let's keep going. What do we have next? Ooh, a cylinder. My can of blue beans? I don't know. Let's check out the net on this one. Isn't that funny looking? I think it's kind of cool. This rolls up together. Hey, what sign is that? That looks like a division sign, doesn't it? Yeah. All right, let's get the cylinder inside back. The nut to go back inside. All right. How many flat surfaces? Well, this is flat, and this is. That's not flat, is it? So how many flat surfaces? 2. How many curved surfaces? Well, that's definitely a curve, so that's 1. How many edges? Now, you might be tempted to say 2. right? But let's look at the definition of an edge in your book. It says two faces must meet at a line segment called an edge. Can a curve be a line segment? Line segments are straight, aren't they? A curve cannot be a line segment. So does this have any line segments? No. So does it have any edges? No, it does not. And if it doesn't have any edges, can it have any vertices? No, it cannot. So we have 0 on that. Our cylinder has 2 flat surfaces, 1 curved surface, 0 edges, and 0 vertices. My sphere. Any flat surfaces on a ball? No. Any curved surfaces? Yeah, the whole thing. 1 curved surface. Any edges? Any vertices? No. Interesting, huh? All right. The last one we're going to do is a cone. Let's look at the net. Looks like a fan for the bottom part. If I get too warm, I can take that out. Kind of looks like a person with a shawl on or something, right? Okay, so that is the net of a cylinder. I'm sorry, not a cylinder, a cone. It's my bad. Okay, so let's ask ourselves, how many flat surfaces are there? Well, I do see this side, the bottom of it, right? So that's 1. Are there any curved surfaces? The whole thing is a curved surface. Any edges? We have to have line segments. No. Any vertices then? No. Not at all. All right. So we have just figured out these solid figures. We've done the top part. Now on the bottom section, let's look at what it says. If I can keep my sphere from rolling away. There we go. All right, it says complete the table. Here is the net. Oh, these look very familiar, don't they? Name of the solid figure. Oh, when we put them together, you can figure out the name of the solid figure, what it's called, the number of faces, and the shape of faces for them. The shape of each one of these faces is a square, isn't it? Okay? So this part down here, I would recommend you do it. I would love for you to cut those out and do that, but that's up to your parents. If you spend a lot of time on this and mom and dad say you're done, then you can be done. But unless they tell you specifically that you're done, I would like you to do it. Get some scissors or just complete this the best you can. I am going to ask you to please do this page, this yellow page. This gives you 6 solid figures. It shows you what they are. It gives you the names. And then there are 6 pictures of things. There's a ball, there's a basketball, there's a container of salt, a box of cereal, an ice cream cone. It looks like a toy or, oh, it's a Kleenex box. And then it looks like something that I'm not going to tell you because that'll give it away. I want you to write the name of the solid figure each object is shaped like. So you're going to take these, find the one that matches and write it by it. And then name some objects in the classroom, home, or outdoors that have the shape of solid figures. I want you to do that to yourself out loud. I want you to think of 2 things that have the same shape and say them to yourself so that you know. Then with this yellow paper, once you've done the bottom of the yellow paper, I want you to put that into your homework folder in the math section. This part I want you to keep. I'm going to see who's following directions on whether or not I get this paper back. I don't want it back right now. I want you to put it in your folder. Everybody hear that? So complete the bottom, put it in your folder. Complete the table and do the nets if mom and dad say. If they say not to, then you don't have to. We finished the top part. We've talked about solid figures. The next time we meet, we're going to get together and we're going to talk about the solid figures some more. We're going to do some more things with them, and we'll continue to learn geometry. Everybody have a great day. Bye.